At this point yesterday morning, we knew Carson Wentz might need surgery. And then it wasn't long after the show started, we found out he did need surgery, does need surgery. Here's the weird part of this. 5 to 12 weeks. That's a big window here. Plus, we're used to like 6 to 8, 8 to 12, 5 to 12. Here's Frank Reich, the Colts head coach, on that time frame.
We asked the two best doctors in the world, what's the time frame? And here's the answer. The answer is the time frame is 5 to 12 weeks. That's the time frame for this injury. That's a big range, okay? And there's no way to know where you're going to fall in that continuum until you get into the rehab process. Obviously, we're optimistic and hopeful that we can be on the front end, somewhere towards the front end of that. But the reality is you can be anywhere in that spectrum.
That might be the only time we hear continuum on this program. But Frank Reich trying to figure this out. What do? Do you place a call to Phillip Rivers? Do you place a call to Andrew Luck? Do you wait and see what the Bears do with Nick Foles? If I'm the Bears, I would be probably bringing Nick Foles in just to talk to him a little bit, because he said this yesterday.
Frank Reich is one of my favorite, if not favorite, coaches of all time. He understands me as a player. He understands me as a person. But, right, I haven't had any talks with him. I don't know. I'm a Chicago Bear right now. He knows me. He understands. I mean, y'all watched the 2017 season in the playoffs where he changed the offense and built it around me, and y'all saw what happened. So he understood my mentality as a player, and he was able to build it around me and put me in a successful position, and my teammates.
Okay. Why was he made available yesterday? He's the third string quarterback. He's behind Justin Fields, Andy Dalton. And he's up there answering questions. And I'm going, wait a minute. And it certainly sounded like somebody was flirting with somebody there. Hey, I'm a Bears quarterback for now. I'm close by. I'm a couple hours away. I could be there. In a couple hours. I think he did say that. Does he get cut today? To say, Nick, didn't sound like you really wanted to be with us. And I don't know if you're going to keep a third quarterback there. It just sounded like that was open flirtation there. Yes, McLovin.
Didn't maybe the Bears put him up to it to try and get like a 4th round pick or something? So they because you're right. Why on earth was he available? It must be to, hey, show everyone you're good to go.
Okay. All right, a little against the grain there. Yes, Todd?
Sounds like if he continued talking and say, therefore, it would make sense for me to replace Carson Wentz as the new head coach, new quarterback of the Colts. That's the only thing he left out, which he was saying in his head.
It was close.
Because he knows me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Frank knows me.
Yeah. God, so good. Yeah, McLovin.
Did Nick go a little too far? Like, did he, should he have toned it down maybe 20%?
Yes.
He was good in 2000.
It's not like Frank Reich is going, God, who do we get to replace Carson Wentz? Nick Foles. Nick Foles, yeah. I worked with him. We won a Super Bowl together. I never even thought of Nick Foles. Yes,
he sounds like, even the way he says, like, he's sort of out of breath. He's like, look, okay, I'm the Bears quarterback for right now, but not for long. There's another one where we need Mr. Subliminal.
Play it again. And it sounds like he's getting more and more excited when he talks like, and I'm the Bears quarterback for now, but I love you.
Frank Reich is one of my favorite, if not favorite, coaches of all time. He understands me as a player. He understands me as a person. But, right, I haven't had any talks with him. I don't know. I'm a Chicago Bear right now. He knows me. He understands. I mean, y'all watched the 2017 season in the playoffs where he changed the offense and built it around me, and y'all saw what happened. So he understood my mentality as a player, and he was able to build it around me and put me in a successful position, and my teammates.
And just in case he wants to do that again.
Yes, Paulie.
Doesn't Foles have the weirdest career? I mean, he's 28-27 as a starter. He had that crazy year in Philly where he was a starter and he got his own job. Then he gets Super Bowl MVP. And there's a long way to go. That guy's 32 years old. The weirdest career.
Yes. Yeah. It's the only one that's stranger than Kurt Warner's career. Yes, McLovin.
As an Andy Dalton apologist, the Andy Dalton apologist, I don't want Nick Foles hanging around Bears camp. Like, everyone's like, you know how he is. He just finds his way onto the field. He's going to be in the playoffs for somebody.
Probably, but if you're the Colts, what do you want to give up to get Nick Foles? You don't want to give up anything. And he's the third string quarterback. But if you're the Bears, would you get more if you traded Andy Dalton to the Colts as opposed to Nick Foles? Could you get maybe a fourth-round pick for him? And fans are probably going to be okay with this. Like, Chicago this is just a gap year. You're just kind of like, we're just trying to figure this out, and then Justin Fields is going to be our quarterback. The fans want Justin Fields right now. Yes, McLovin.
So if you're the Colts, how worried are you about Carson Wentz's psyche?
I can't be worried about his psyche. Carson Wentz is a big boy getting paid money, and you're having the surgery. If you're able to come back, I don't think this is one of those Nick Foles playing great, Carson Wentz loses his job. It doesn't strike me as Frank Reich would do that to Carson Wentz. Even though he's had both of these quarterbacks, I think Nick Foles would be brought in to be the backup when Carson Wentz gets healthy again. I'm guessing with what you're paying him that would be the case. But we're just getting started here in training camp. We haven't even had our first game yet. But you're going to have quarterbacks who go down, the injuries. What happens with Deshaun Watson at some point? Does somebody, if they lose their starter? I think it's easy to move on from Deshaun Watson, but he's still there. And that situation is not close to being rectified. But at some point, does somebody say, let's just trade for him and we'll see what happens? We'll see what happens. He's not even going to be deposed until February. This is going to last the entire season. We don't know what's going to happen. Texans going to discipline him? Does the NFL discipline him? Do they put it? What happens in 3 weeks? Is he on the commissioner's exempt list? And if that's the case, what new information do you have? And the NFL has to be fair to the Texans here because they have to go, hey, we don't know what are our rights here? What are we allowed to do, not allowed to do? And Deshaun Watson as well. This feels like, as we get closer to the start of the season, if there is a smoking gun, if there is something that's really incriminating, that's when we're probably going to find out. But up until then, Deshaun Watson he's present, but not being accounted for. And I think that you're going to have situation, Jimmy Garoppolo with the Niners. Trey Lance, now he's in camp. They're raving about Trey Lance. What happens in New England? Is Cam going to be your starter? And if not, then is he going to be available? Like, there's a lot of things that are still to be sorted out here. But those are things to keep an eye on. And we'll talk to Ian Rappaport, the NFL Network, about what are the options for the Colts here.